I think it builds more authenticity from just like the people that know me.
Yeah.
Huntsville is just like, oh, we do this already.
Yeah.
I'm doing some stuff you don't know. You know.
I got my niggas. Like, when you off work, what you do is what you do. At work. Sorry. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on? This is BlackCollarKing. I'm here with Fred Walker. He is.
What would you say? CFO?
I wouldn't say anything. No, definitely not that. I'm like the program director.
Say it in the mic.
I'm the program director, the lead instructor. So I do all the teaching. I write most of the music and train most of the children, stuff like that. Things like getting ready for the shows and all that stuff. I do a lot of stuff. My profile says I dabble in this and that because I have a lot of stuff going on. I couldn't really give you an exact title at the moment, but if we talk about it, you'll see.
That's what's up. And we're going to be talking about music business, a little bit of entrepreneurship, and a little bit around relationships too, man. I would, try to stay in order, man. I hope y'all are doing well. Sub to my YouTube at Crested Wiz, CRESTED Wiz. Follow me, BlackCollarKing, COLLAR. That's collar, Black spelled out, King. Michael Effie on Facebook. Hit the Cash App up, BLKCLLR45 at Venmo, the same one. PayPal.me/Michael Effie. What's your PayPal, brother?
My PayPal
or
my Cash App.
All of them.
You get the Cash App at The Shed, THESHED 256. The Shed 256. I don't know my PayPal information, so Cash App is good if you wanna bless us up like that. You can do that.
For real, because this is a Black-owned, independent community drum line. That not only that my children are a part of, that I myself. Really, man, you guys played a big role in my high school career, and even to go a little bit back to Pathfinder too. Before, before Huntsville Drumline, it was Wiley Day. Shouts out, what was it? Jasmine Thomas that did the cymbals.
Yeah. And
Xavier Jones. Shouts out,
yeah,
all of them cats, bro. From the little Huntsville high DSAP, from what? 20, I think from 2010, that's when I was on the drum line, to like 20, maybe 11, 12, bro. We were up there 2010, bro. So going back to Pathfinders, man, playing at Pathfinders, I know you grew up in Venice.
Yeah, right.
And I just grew up in church, and I was like Baptist or whatever, and so I just came around a lot of Venice or whatever, that music oriented. So man, what was that like, and how did that bring you into what you're doing now?
Well, growing up Adventist was interesting to say the least. Anybody that's Adventist knows, what it's like. And if you're not Adventist, then I would say talk to one. But to put it mildly, I guess it's very structured. It's very disciplined, if nothing else. So growing up Adventist, if it didn't teach me anything else, it just taught me how to decide for myself what I was going to do and what I was not going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because growing up Adventist, you had to say no to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's kind of starting out early because you think like as a kid, there's football on Friday nights, there's these soccer games. If you're in Little League, it's Saturday morning most of the time. If you're in high school, it's Friday night, and everything in between. And we don't play that. Adventists don't play that. So right off the bat, as soon as you get up, you decide you're gonna be an athlete. Okay, now you have to make a decision. Am I gonna play on Friday nights? Am I gonna go to the Saturday tournament? early on, I feel like I learned to make decisions for myself and not based on the people around me, because I only went to an Adventist school for like 1.5 years of my life. Every other time, I was either at a public school or a non-Adventist private school. So I was rarely ever surrounded by other people who lived the life that I lived. And so it made me have to stand up for myself and stand out for a lot of times, say, no, I can't do it. And, you know, I wasn't bold enough to say, I don't, you know, whatever. I was just like, I don't really feel like explaining why. You know, I just can't, I ain't going to be there. You know? I wasn't that kid. But so to fast forward, you know, the one thing that we did have as Adventists and as Adventist musicians, we had Pathfinders, and through Pathfinders we got drum corps.
Yeah.
And so drum corps is how I spent pretty much age 10 to like 18. I was on the New Life drum corps, and you know, we won medals and we traveled, and it really allowed me to just be expressive, because the high school marching band was not really an option because they were playing on Friday nights.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So for me to be a drummer and wanting to, you know, dance and do the things that I saw the A&M do, and that I saw, because my mom went to A&M, so we were at the football games a lot, and we would always go after sundown. And so the most important thing that for me is like the beginning of the game for me was like halftime.
Yeah.
So I saw the band right off the bat, and that was, you know, what drew me. I never even cared about football. But being a musician and being a drummer, Pathfinders and drum corps, I really didn't even care about Pathfinder. I only cared about drum corps. And most of the people that came to drum corps really did not care about Pathfinders. We just cared about drum corps.
Right.
And that's actually what led to Huntsville Drumline.
Yeah.
Because the way that drum corps within the structure of Pathfinders is set up is that you have to be a Pathfinder. And in order to be a Pathfinder, you have to be a member of the church. And, you know, for a 12-year-old or for a 13-year-old who may be living over, you know, in whatever area, they may not necessarily be interested in joining the church, but if they love the drums, who are we to say that you cannot be a part of that?
Exactly.
So, my mom actually was the one that felt this the most. Me at 18, I was kind of just like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't want to be in the church, they don't want to be in the church. You know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to do? But my mom, being the person that she is, and really I have to give most of the credit to her, because she is nothing like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she's, man, I hate to put it on her, but she's kind of like a saint. You know? Like, so it's like my mom just, she loves children, she loves the youth, and she loves the community, and she loves being able to, and I say it in my own words, what I see from her is that she loves to show God's love without showing God or showing the church's stipulations.
Yeah.
So what she displays is exactly what Jesus Christ wanted us to display to the world, but without the box that the church puts you in.
Most definitely.
And so I think that's what's been so powerful, is that when we started Drumline, it was really just a way for the people in the community to play drums.
Exactly.
That was it. And it blew up from there to something way more powerful than I think that anybody could have imagined.
Right.
Because you remember we started with adults.
Yeah.
There was grown-ups in there, and it was like people. I was 18 at the time. I guess you were probably 18.
Yeah, around the same age.
And we were playing, we were doing shows, we were, you know, and honestly, I'm gonna tell you something real. Like, my mom probably, if in another life, she probably could have been like a manager.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, these kids now, they perform like 100 times, 200 times a year, and I mean, probably more than that. And she keeps track of all of that. And then on top of that, she's in charge of everything else. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
So all I really do is teach.
Yeah.
So that's why I can't be like, I wouldn't say CFO or anything.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
okay.
I'm just the instructor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But going from that with the adults, I remember one day, we got down to where it was like me and my friend Crystala and my friend Ted and Crystala's sister and I think this guy named Marvin.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 5 of us, and we were the only people going to the performances.
Right.
And we had started with like 20 people deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I finally told her, I was like, I don't really think I want to do this with adults anymore. How about kids?
Yeah.
I was like, give me some people that can't drive, that have to depend on their parents to
Right.
be everywhere. Because parents are mostly responsible.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's adults. We have jobs. We have kids. So it's like we ain't going to be everywhere every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
But the kids, they were there. And I remember that first year, I trained them all up from scratch. Like most of them couldn't even play at all. And we had like 2 or 3 cadences that we were just going with. And it was like, it's gone so long and it's gone so strong that now it's to the point where my kids are coming back. So I have 2 kids now. One is in college. He's a junior in college.
Nice.
On scholarship at A&M. And I have one that's a senior in high school that goes to Lee. And they're the ones that are teaching the drum line now.
Nice.
So it's like, it's basically come around to where it's full circle. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm getting to see my mom's vision and kind of my vision too. But, I have to definitely, like I said, put it mostly on her because she's amazing. And for her to be a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
she was a teacher for 30 years. She didn't do it in business school and stuff like she was an educator, an elementary school teacher for that long. And I mean, the day she started Hustle Drumline the year I graduated, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I graduated and immediately was,
Boom.
into that. And because I didn't want to go to college.
Exactly.
So she was like, all right, well, you gonna do something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and turn around and started a whole business. So it's like, people don't even have that kind of support system. So
Exactly.
for me, that I have to be, eternally grateful.
Man, that's huge.
Because that allows me to be an entrepreneur. It allows me to work for myself. I haven't worked anywhere since 2015. When I clocked out of American Eagle for the last time, that was the last time I had a job for anybody other than my mom.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't really feel like a job. That's just family. We all work together. So now we're in a position where it's me, my mom, my wife, my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
We up there kicking it together. My 3rd grade teacher is working there too. Like it's all family. So it's like, for her to do that and for her to have that vision and for her to have that drive and that dedication to be able to turn around and just say, I've been a teacher for 30 years, but now I think I'm going to be a nonprofit owner.
Huh.
You know what I mean? And now I'm just going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And been figuring it out of pocket.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, all glory to God. But
Yeah.
all glory to my mom too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
She's the GOAT.
Yeah. Most definitely, man. Like, nothing but respect for your mom. Most definitely, man. Like, because I like just anytime I see your mom, she just has locks and she's smiling.
Yeah.
Like that's just it, man. And going back to a little bit about what you said about being an outlet. You know what I'm saying? Without the stipulations or like you said, the box.
Yeah.
But a church being without walls. And that's the thing, man. And a lot of people, get the whole little thing misconstrued about, the Christ. And, when he walked in the earth, bro, he didn't stay teaching. You know what I'm saying? Right. He made people do that, and then he actually did, some work.
Exactly.
And that's
exactly.
that's
it's work.
Yeah. So I mean, that's really what it's all about, because, like you said, that actually does reach. It has the capacity to reach more people just because of the openness. I remember, shouts out to Lou. Anytime we play a song at church and there's no click track, he just calls it free worship. Mm-hmm. And like with that, it's just like, it's just free love.
Yeah.
You just come and it's just like, you want to play drums? Great.
Yeah.
There's like 50 other people that are your age who want to do the same thing. You know?
You don't have to feel bad about it because it's like if you suck, I mean,
We're
the
gonna
rest
get
of them
better.
did too, you know, and eventually they got better. So
Dude, that is awesome. That is awesome, man. So you said since 2015, man. You know, I used to work at Hollister, bro. Did you work the American Eagle and Parkway, right?
Yeah.
How long were you there, bro?
5 years. 2010. My mom was like, well, if you're not going to go to college, you need to get a job. So right out the gate, I had 3 jobs, like right out of high school.
Yeah.
I worked security. I was at American Eagle, and I worked at Millennium Music.
Yeah, I worked there for a little. yeah.
So,
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Man, humble beginnings,
Yeah.
man. Humble beginnings. And then it's even great because like we were talking about earlier, man, how like the your mom had like the Dame Dash kind of like mentality. It's just like, dude, okay, well I've been doing this, but I want to do this, so let me just figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Let me figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Do it scared.
Yeah.
Do it, 100% prepared. You know,
Do it in faith.
right. You know what I'm saying? And you
Faith.
just gotta do it. Especially what this is. A lot of people kind of don't know what type of. Some people say we're in the third industrial revolution. Some people say the fourth. But we're in that gig economy or that passion economy where you can pay your bills by doing what you love.
Yeah.
And the only thing you got to do is tap in to what that actually is. And, people say tap in and stuff like that, but it's actually like, oh, okay, how do I make this work? How do I execute this? What people do I need to do this? You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have the tools and you won't have everything in front of you at once. Because I'm pretty sure you guys didn't, but it was just like, I got to go get it. And if it's out there, let's go get it. You know what I'm saying? Especially at this time right now. Like you said, your mom saw a vision that most people are like trying to do right now.
Yeah.
Just because of, the fact that we're in a pandemic and it's like, oh, okay, how can I switch up my portfolio?
Yep.
How can I get more streams coming into all these accounts that I have?
Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing to seeing and being a participant in the manifestation of you guys' passion economy that is just continuously changing lives. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it definitely helped me out. And forever grateful for it, bro. Like, we had some great memories over there, man. Some great times, bro. So, man, okay. So you're working at it. So you quit 2015.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, I'm doing this full time now. What was, I guess, one of your biggest challenges? Because when you quit, was it all kids then, or was it still adults?
It was all kids then. We switched to the kids like it was only 2 years that we did adults because my patience is very short. Yeah. What was the question?
So, like your first.
Oh, the challenges.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, not having a steady paycheck is scary. And when I stopped because I had actually gone back to school. And it's like, I mean, it's so much details to all of my stories that I don't want to sit here and talk all day. But before I quit, I was still working 2 jobs. I was working at American Eagle, and I was working at an elementary school as a PEA.
Nice.
Right. And I was making like, I don't even want to say, but I was making like $300 a week. Like every Friday, from the school, and I was excited about it.
Right.
And I remember one day I was like, I came home. I was still living with my mom, and I was like, man, I just can't wait. I get $300 tomorrow. And she's like, that's how much you get paid? And I was like, yeah, I'm getting paid good, and I have blah 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 and all this stuff. And she just chuckled, and she was like, okay. And then I'm thinking like, all right, well, you a teacher, so. Can't be making that much. And she told me how much she had just based off her having a master's, and I was like, so you mean if I go to school, I can do that?
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like, all right, because like, I mean, I'm heavily motivated by money.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know a lot of people are. And so anyway, fast forward, I get into school, and I quit the school job, but I kept American Eagle for a while, and I was working there because I liked the discount, and it was just really just like they were great people. I loved them to death.
Most definitely.
But I remember asking for a raise.
Yeah.
And then one time they gave me the raise, and then I told them I was gonna have to step down from like my assistant manager position, and they told me they were gonna have to like cut my pay.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
nah. It got in my head. I was like, ain't anybody gonna tell me what I'm worth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I went to school, and so luckily for me, a lot of people do not have this luxury, so I wouldn't suggest that anybody just go dive into making quick decisions. But I was I was still living at home, so I didn't have no bills. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, forget it. I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna focus on school. I'm going to focus on doing what I love to do, which is music. And I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, except for the fact that I knew I wanted to be in music.
Yeah.
And so my biggest challenge, more than anything, because I didn't have a financial issue to worry about,
Mm-hmm.
was me not feeling good enough. And that's, to be honest, that's still a challenge for me. That's still a struggle. You know what I mean? Like, just, it's like I'm around musicians almost every single day.
Yeah.
And they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really feel like I can compete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and I just, like I said, that was always the biggest struggle. Is one, just being self-conscious to where I didn't want to put anything out. Like, I didn't want to play anywhere. I didn't want to go because I never felt like I could, hold it down. I never felt like I was good enough. And so just, that was the biggest struggle for me, was just feeling less than.
Yeah.
And seeing my friends do stuff that I'm like, there's no way I can do that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dude. Yeah, no, that's some real stuff. That's powerful, man. It takes a certain type of person to, come to terms with thinking that it's like, okay, I'm not good enough. And then, that's one step, right? And then it's like, okay. Then the next step is, like I said, doing it scared, right? So it's just like, practice.
Yeah. Practice.
Like that's literally all it is, man, because at the end, there's so little of us that everybody wants to sing. I think there's more singers than there are actual musicians, and then even that in the grand scheme of listeners is a small pool, of people. So it's just like, okay, getting yourself straight, writing down what you want, and then you'll manifest the people. Because, I mean, I've done the same thing because I'm, shout out to Javon Seeley, man, that guy's gigging and he's, Grammy nominated. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm not good enough. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just, and it's just like, okay, there's a lot of people, what they don't understand, what they don't realize is there's room. There's room.
Yeah.
There's room because you gotta think about the listeners, right?
Yeah.
You gotta think about like the 30 million streams or whatever that you gotta get or whatever.
Yeah.
Like probably 2 million of those are musicians.
Yeah.
Like you really gotta.
Yeah.
When you think about it like that, it's just like, okay, all right, cool. So what do I need to do to start locally and stuff like that, man? Just talking about the entrepreneurship, man. Just with what I've been doing since during this time of COVID or whatever, man. Back when I was living in Madison, man, I was just like, bro, man, I'm quit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just quit because it's just like, bro, if I was, because just like I said, not being good enough, I was like, bro, if I was as good as I said I was, or as I think I am, I would be set up to where I could record already. No matter where I am, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I've been doing this long, but it's just like going back to that Charles Lyles shouts out interview that we did. It's just like the popcorn analogy. It all comes in the same bag and everything like that. But some pop at the same time, some pop at different times, some don't at all. Yeah. You just gotta figure out, where you fall in that spectrum, and then it's just like, all right, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Moving forward, man.
I think that it's important to, one, know your role
Mm-hmm.
and know your lane, and then you have to like make some decisions about yourself.
Most definitely.
Because I was watching I think it was I don't know, some channel on YouTube, probably gospel musicians or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were talking, and the drummer said something. He was like, everybody ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody ain't got it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
everybody can't be Javon. Everybody
Yeah.
can't be Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you can figure out what it is that you do well enough to get by.
Yeah.
And then, not only that, but, you know, when you go to a concert, it's only one drummer on the kit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if it's a Justin Bieber concert,
Yeah.
Devon Taylor is the only guy on the
Yeah,
kit.
exactly.
But there's 30 guys
Watching.
running around making sure that everything works. And all 30 of those guys are getting paid.
Yeah.
And I'm guarantee you, they probably wish they were on the kit, but I bet they're happy to feed their families.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And for me, that was a big realization, is that, one, I love music. So once I bought my drum set and put it at my house, that means that any point in time that I feel like playing the drums,
You can do
I
it.
can play the drums.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have to decide, is this about playing the drums or is it about money? Because if it's about money, then I don't want to frustrate myself by trying to make drumming the only way that I'm going to get money.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I'm going to be
mad,
borderline suicidal. You know what I mean? Because I'm trapped. Like, you know, like, it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't going like that. So it's like you can practice for hours and hours, but you have to even think, like, in some, it's like, this is, you know, it's for some of your older musicians, like, if you pushing 30, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got kids, you got all this stuff, then it's time to start figuring out, like, how else can you make money? Because believe it or not, I still gig. You know, I'm not the drummer that I want to be, but I still gig. It may not be every single week, but I make enough money throughout the year that if somebody called me and say, hey, bro, we can't afford to pay you to play, but can you play? I can be like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have to say, nah, I can't come unless you got this. Like, if it's my homie, then yeah, for sure, I pull up.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like now I'm still, and don't get me wrong, I'm still working on my craft.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
When I came to see y'all at Stovehouse when you were playing with Jazz 2 weeks ago, I told my wife, I was like, oh, next year I think I want to play here.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta figure out how I can get up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if it happens, cool. I'm gonna push for it to happen. But if it don't happen, you know, I'm still making money.
Exactly.
So it's like, am I passionate about drumming or about being an artist, or am I passionate about making money? You can't mix, or you can't get them confused.
Right.
You know
Right. Most definitely.
I think that's important.
Yeah, most definitely, man. You just said a lot there, bro. Like, for real. Cause it's a thing, man. You gotta, like, you know, like you said, going back to the taking money for gigs and stuff like that, man. It's crazy, because what it is like boundaries. You gotta figure out the people that you have good enough relationships with to be like, I can't come unless I have this. Or is it like, oh, you don't have this? I got you.
Yeah.
You know, because I've done stuff where it's like, okay, well, I got you. And it's not even a lot, and then they don't give me at all. And I'm like, man. You know, and then I've had stuff to where there is money involved, and people will tell me, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. So, you know, it's just like, man, all right. So it's all a part of the music business, and then cultivating those relationships of, you know, knowing where you want to be and knowing who you are, so that then you can know who you want and need to be around. Yeah. You know, because oh my God, bro. All of those things, because my wife has been teaching me like a whole lot, because she says a lot of musicians and artists, probably, I think she said more so than artists, they just love to, you know, they just love to make music or whatever, but they're not too business savvy at all. And so, you know, so that's what I wanted to, I know for me as a musician, I wanted to change that. Because, like you said, not letting music or, you know, just drums be your only avenue of how you're making income. So it's like, okay, I've been in the music business for this long, just being a musician. How can I become a entrepreneur inside of the music business. Yeah, not just a musician. Though. So that's what I've been looking at to more, and just cutting out the middleman. Yeah. And I've been seeing how, going back to like what you said about, or what I said about being knowing who you want to be around. It's like when you do some things, you have to have artists that have content, that you can spread to people, and it's like, oh, okay, well, these guys are serious because you don't have, or you can't have a set of people that are like business savvy or whatever, and then it's like, okay, well, this artist is business savvy too, but they don't have a lot of content, or they don't have good content, or they don't have any tracks on Apple Music or something like that. So me as a musician, I'm glad that's something that I don't have to worry about. But now taking on that mindset now is something that I definitely have to kind of sort of put in the forefront of my mind now, to where it's like, oh, okay, cool. I can not only get paid from playing the drums, I can get paid for booking the gig. So I booked the gig for the artist. So what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, cool. So that's like, what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, cool. That's what's up. Especially like knowing who you're around, man. And then these different venues, bro. Because there's a lot of venues that are coming up now, even in the midst of COVID, that I'm like, okay, I know an artist that has stuff that I'm going to get them. And it's just like, boom. That's how I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, like, that's a key. Like, that's golden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to be able to just figure out what it is that you can do, man. Because it's really tough out here.
It is.
It's tough. Like, it's tough. But the thing about it is, it's not just tough for musicians. It feels like it's tough on us because that's what we do. But it's tough for photographers. Mm-hmm. It's tough for everybody, like everybody who's not, I guess, a doctor, because they probably racking them.
Yeah.
I don't know any doctors. But, like, it's a struggle, like it's a pandemic. And the thing about it is, it was hard out here before that.
Right.
Like, it was hard to eat off music before that unless you were of that ilk. Like, you had to be that kind of guy. Mm-hmm. And what I think is interesting about all of it is that COVID has forced people like you into it. Because for me, watching people like you was what made me figure out, like, all right, I'm gonna need to get some money. Like, because it's like there's things that I've seen you do on a kid that I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And it's like, if that's what it requires, if I'm not there yet, I can't sit around for the next 2 or 3 years, however long it would take me to develop those chops to play like that, to wait for a check. I have a daughter. I have a wife. Shout out to my wife.
Yes,
I love her to death. But it's like, they got to eat. They got to, whatever. And I can't depend on my mom for every single thing.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at some point, I have to come to, like you said, know who I am. And one, I know that successful musicians, they're practicing 5-6 hours a day. Mm-hmm. I don't have that kind of time.
Right.
Like, as much as I would love to. And I dedicate a significant amount of my time to practicing and getting better. But I also play for a church. Exactly. I play piano for a church. Mm-hmm. So, and piano's not my first instrument. So I have to dedicate a significant amount of time to that, to be able to run a church service. But that's also another stream of income. Yeah. So it's like, I have to make that sacrifice and say, okay, I may not be able to go on tour, but, I can play locally. I can get out, I can get out and I can still do what I love. And as long as my drums are in my basement, there's never a time. Nobody can ever tell me I can't play drums.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like people, if they really want to be entrepreneurs, and they just got to learn to spend their money the right way.
Yeah. Most definitely.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah. Most
get some quality stuff and be happy with it.
Yeah, because actually, funny story with that leases right there. I have shout out to Trey Calhoun. I gotta get him here. I got, I think, like the leases, Nitro Mesh or whatever, and it came with a bundle. like some sticks, a pair of Audio Technicas, and that speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got another one right there. So so that was cool or whatever, but it didn't give me what I needed. Trey was like, bro, yeah, you need this one. Because I wanted to roll it.
I remember when we were.
Oh,
I was there. I was looking
bro,
for that kid.
Bro, yeah.
That's
so,
the day I met him, actually.
whoa, yeah, dude. So, man, so I got that one, brought that one home. Not this one, but the Nitro. And I get it or whatever, and it's cool. But then I hit Trey up. He's like, dude, when you want to record, once you get superior drummer, it's not going to be what you need. And I was just like, dang, okay. So I did, traded in. Shouts out to Guitar Center. The guys really helped me out there. Traded me out. Still kept the headphones and the speaker and stuff like that, And it was really good, man. Like you said, buying stuff. Because like I said, I wanted the Roland. Because I don't think I would have needed superior drummer, maybe. But, I'm glad I have that. Because it's definitely keeping me at where I need to be.
Yeah.
Like with the practice and stuff like that, man.
Sounds good.
Yeah, dude, thank you, man. So, man, speaking of the money, man, I remember when I went to Huntsville Drumline to practice for Jasmine, shouts out, you were telling me about that, how many ever channel mixer that died on you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get that again?
My church, the church that I used to play at, they upgraded to a new sound system, and they were getting rid of that one, and they were like, "You want it?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Most definitely.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I know I ain't gonna turn down nothing free, especially nothing that big.
Right. Exactly. So, what type of, if any, type of material did you push out from that mixer?
Well, what I did with that mixer, I feel like more because I don't really put out content. That's not my thing. As far as me playing, I put out some stuff every now and then when it's just like when I really had fun with something. But for the most part, what I learned how to do was how to record drums and how to record myself. And I feel like learning on a board that was that old, because now when you record drums, most people use like an 8-channel interface, like Logic or Pro Tools or whatever, and they record all of that in there. But what I was doing was recording onto that board, and I had 2 line outs coming to the computer. So I was just getting one audio track of drums. So what I was having to do was I was having to learn how to mix the drums on the board so that they sound good already. You know what I mean? So now, and what that ended up having me do was like start to learn what these knobs mean, what sound is being adjusted when I touch this knob. And then when I got to having like people like y'all come through and they have vocals, then I knew how to make the vocalist sound a little bit better and how to do all that. And I still know how to do all this so that I can send a solid recording straight to the computer. I don't have to do nothing in the computer. Everything sounds good on this board. And so that taught me a lot, just because once I got all that stuff, that hands-on, then when I got into my computer and I saw it in the DAW, I knew what it meant. I knew what it was gonna do, and now I feel like a boss. Like I feel like I can mix. I still ship my stuff off. Shout out to Mario Maitland.
Yes, sir.
I shipped it off to him to get it professionally mixed, but
you do what you can.
That was that was for a different reason. That's like time versus money.
Right.
Versus time.
So,
but it was just like, that's what that taught me, learning how to do that. And then I did put out like a couple little drum videos, but I don't think it was like clips. I saw them, man. They were good, bro. So, but yeah, all that stuff was coming straight off that board into like a little Yamaha mixer that's kind of like this one.
Yeah.
And then just straight to the computer, just like that. And then put it out. So
yeah, man.
I learned a lot off that board, man. Shout out to Harvest Town. They're dope people.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. The one on what is it?
Right across from All Nations.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That is what's up. I forgot the guys that play drums there.
It used to be TJ.
Oh, he's not there anymore?
I don't think so.
Man.
I think it's John Martin. I don't know.
Wow, yeah, okay, yeah, man. Because the singer, Mark, right?
Tim,
that's what Tim out.
Tim is another good
dude, bro. Shouts out to Tim, bro. I remember the last time I played for that guy, I was married. That was my first marriage, man.
I was for that concert with you and Lou.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Recording that
It was.
you did,
I think it was me, Lou, and John Beers. Shouts out,
yeah. For the women's conference joint, I remember that.
Fun times because I had a gig, I think, with Star Atkins right after that too. I believe I had a gig with Star, and I forgot who I played with, but I want to say, if it wasn't for Star, it was for Alexander, and I want to say Alexandria. Shouts out Brittany Seward, and I believe if it was Brittany that we played for that night, Tommy G, shouts out, was there playing bass too. No, he played keys, and John Beers played bass, I think, because we were going to the same spot after. That was a crazy night, man. I was just like, dude, so much music, bro. So with learning the DAWs and whatever, man. So you got a new board, bro. So like, what have you been doing since you got that new board now? So it's like more recording capabilities, better mixing. So like, what have you been doing now?
Well, I didn't get a new board. I got me an interface.
Interface, yes, sir.
I just had to go ahead and go smaller, and it's more portable as well. So, just been learning how to do more recording. I've been getting into recording live band. So when y'all came for y'all's rehearsal, I recorded y'all's whole rehearsal. So it's like we got like an album sitting in your Dropbox.
Exactly, yeah, bro.
And then I did when my band, The Vibe. Shout out to Deshaun Horton.
Yes, sir.
Out of Birmingham, and I play with him every now and then. And I recorded our stuff too. The last little show we did. It just still, like I said, just kind of learning how to be better at what I do so that I can better service the musician community.
Yeah, bro.
In Huntsville.
Yeah, because that's huge, bro.
Yeah.
Because that's more rehearsal spaces. Because first it was like Guitar Center, Maitland Conservatory, shouts out, and then now the Shed, bro. That is crazy, man. And not only is it like a rehearsal space, a teaching space, but it's also like a content creative spot too.
Yeah, exactly.
So what? Tell a little bit of people about that, because I saw you had a clinic there. What else, man?
So we did the clinic. The Blueprint. Shout out to Aaron Smith.
Yeah, shouts out,
crazy,
man. Yeah.
Like, he's a good guy. But he came through and killed it, and that was incredible just because seeing drummers from like Birmingham, Mississippi, like it was a lot of people in there. And he really dropped some really good knowledge. And we've been doing this thing called The Shed. It was every Friday nights at 8. And basically it's just a party for musicians. Yeah. Right now with COVID and everything, a lot of us are not working, even the ones who were working before, everybody's not working. So it's like I wanted a place for us to be active and to be able to just link up and communicate. Like, and it was crazy because it's funny how God works, man. Sometimes he'll put an idea in your head and then you go with it and then it turns out exactly how you wanted it to turn out. And it's always a blessing. But I mean, The Shed, like I really wanted it to be somewhere where my vision for it is like somebody could walk in and say, yo, who is that? I need a guitar player. Who is that? I need somebody on keys. Who is that? I need somebody on drums. And it's like every week that was happening. Somebody was like, every time I would be closing down, people be in the parking lot, like, oh, let me get your number. Yeah, man, you really playing the World Sunday? Oh, I got you, bro. Like, and so that was happening. That was the thing that was going on. So people were starting to get known. People who may not be from here and they're in here in school, because the colleges got some hitters.
Yeah.
And so it's just meeting people. Like it's all it is supposed to be a place for musicians to just link up.
Yeah. And
then the other thing that I just started, shout out to LR.
Yeah.
Zay, and Joseph Matthews and Kyle. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I had them come and I filmed them doing The Shed, just the 4 of them, and they absolutely smashed.
Yeah, I bet, bro.
It was a vibe. So I'm excited to drop that. I'm gonna drop that next Sunday.
Nice.
I just got the audio back from Maitland. Shout out to Mario.
Nice.
And I'm working with this guy named Rave. I believe his real name is Andrew, but he told me to call him Rave. And he's my photographer, so he was filming it. And I really want to just do more stuff like that with all types of artists. So if you do music and you want to be seen or you just want to put something together, man, hit me up, because I'm trying to put everybody, like, I want to have just scenes of people who do music, and just artists, drummers, rappers, singers, guitarists, pianists, whatever. Like, whatever idea I'm coming up with, I'm just putting together. So the first idea I had was I wanted 2 drummers just vibing off each other with a keyboard and a bass player. I got them. I found him, and you know, LR, we all know he's crazy.
Yeah,
like, and Zay, I don't know, man, I don't know how they build these boys.
Yeah.
But they are
it,
nuts,
bro. Yeah, it is crazy.
So I'm excited to put that out there, and my goal for the year of 2021 is just to push us, you know what I mean, push musicians and push everybody to be better. You know, be better.
Yeah, man, and like I said, man, I don't know how many people, because I know a lot of people know about Huntsville Drumline, but I don't know how many people like actually know like how monumental this is. It's on Jordan Lane. It's on the north side. It's in Huntsville.
North side.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's, and a lot of stuff is coming to north side to, you know, pop off, and it's black owned, man. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? And not to, you know, be too racial about it, but we need stuff like this. Yeah. Even though I can say this, even though we are being musicians, there is a such thing called musician privilege or whatever. But that's one of the things that us as African people need to use to our advantage to make something happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with everything that we got going on. Especially if it's just as positive and, you know, loving and as free and as open as Huntsville Drumline is. You know, and I just need more, because what you were talking about, bro, is just, because I did something with Maple House. Shouts out to them with Tommy G.
That was really good.
You know what I'm saying? And they were just like, bro, we just need to do something because, you know, COVID, right? And then content. Everyone's at home, so we need to do stuff. So this right here is something specifically for Huntsville people that, you know, you don't even not even gotta go down the street to Nashville to go do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Something, you know what I'm saying, that you know is not just gonna benefit the person that you gotta pay for all of this overhead and stuff like that, but it's actually gonna benefit you, because that's how people get gigs. It's a good business move all around. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing I want to do with this. I know I talk about a few type of different topics on my channel, but I want to kind of, one of the niches will be music business, and music business specifically for the musicians. You know, because it's just like, dude, you know, when to do some business deals or some gigs, you know, or when not to, man. Especially if you have a direct connection either with the artist for real, and they're telling you and they're really open with you, or you have a good relationship with the promoter that's doing it, or the owner. Because those 3 people should have some numbers for you and a yes or no if there's going to be paid. You know, and I think that's something that I know me personally, I've been too trusting on. It's just like, oh, okay, well, you said I'm going to get this. But it's like, oh, okay, but the owner has to pay them. And then it's like, you know, the owner has to make money from the people here. So are we getting enough people here? You know what I'm saying? So the owner isn't tripping at the end of the night to where I don't even know what's going on, but the artist is just mad, and I don't know nothing about it because he didn't get enough people, so the artist ain't even getting what he was promised. So now I'm walking away with nothing, and I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So, you know, so it's just a whole other thing that I'm trying to get people to, like, realize, because it's a huge thing. And the only reason why I've become this, I guess, business savvy or whatever is just my wife was like, bro, you got to get on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? You got to get on it.
Man, and look, that's a major key, too, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop saying that because that's DJ Khaled. But that's man, men, when the Bible said, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Man, I'm telling you, like, I'm not saying you need to go out and get married, but if you got a good girl, you cannot underestimate the value of a solid woman that is by your side, pushing you, and just uplifting you and making you better. And it's like, it may seem like they drive you crazy, but those women, they are valuable. They're valuable. I could not imagine my life without my wife. I feel like, first of all, I'm highly motivated by money, but I'm more motivated by my wife.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And women, they're smart, and the best thing about it is that they want to eat, and they like to shop, and they like to have a nice home. They want to put up drapes, and you need money
to do that.
And they're not gonna let you be a scrub. Like, if you got a good woman, she's not gonna let you be a bum. So, if I had to tell you anything, go find you a good woman, and but it gotta be a good one. Like, you can't just be any woman. It gotta be a good one.
Man, that's why I would like to take that verse a step further and say, "He who findeth a good wife." Boy, you know what I'm saying? Because I found a wife. You know, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, the second marriage was great. But geez, that's a huge caveat. Because it's dude, like, oh my gosh, because like, and then, like, another thing, man, it's like, get on your nerves. But I've said this before, and I'll just keep reiterating it because it's just such a real life statement for me. I'm just like, because she will drive me crazy. But I'm like, man, but like I said, not only does she want to eat, she wants to eat. She wants to see me and my children eat. She wants to see our children eat. So it's just like, it's just like, come on, bro. Like, how can you really, undermine, the validity that a queen brings to a king? Man. Like it's a non-comparison feeling, especially if you've been in a relationship with with a queen that lost her crown. Yeah. completely different experience, because it's just like, all right, cool, we can't do this.
Yeah, you can't do it. It's not gonna happen.
Like, no, it's not, because we're just gonna be mad every night and doing makeup sex. It's like, dude, no, I just want to have sex with you because I love you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I want to be happy, enjoy it. I don't want to be apologizing.
Right, for something dumb.
For something,
like, come on, man. And it's, bro, but that's huge, bro. And I'm happy, man, because you've seen me in before my first marriage and stuff, man. It was funny because we were just off doing music in the studio, just trying to, like you said, back in millennium music, bro. Yeah. Just trying to make it happen, man. And that's what I think. Because going back to what you were saying a little bit about, like, the pushing 30, because I've been like that. It's like, dude, bro, I got kids, bro. Like,
yeah.
What am I doing? Like, like, I just don't have one or two. You know, it's like,
you got kids with S.
With 3 S's. So it's just like, bro, what am I doing? And it's just like, okay, all these different things that I'm doing, all of these different avenues that have been opening up, and even to all these no's and all of these no paid shows that I've had during this time or whatever, they've all, taught me a whole lot. Not just from a musical or a business standpoint, but from like a moral standpoint as well. Because it's, man, you got to take your emotions out of the business stuff, man. And it's so hard to do, especially with people that you love. It's like, how can I put my foot down and not sound like an asshole? Yeah. And it's just like, dude, because I really want us to win. Yeah. And then it's just like, goddamn, I sound like my wife. Yeah. I'm just like, whoa,
But I think in that regard, it's important to, like, somebody told me one time, like, you can't control other people.
Exactly.
You can only control yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I try to make sure I do good business.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I know that in a lot of situations I might get messed over, somebody might try to do me dirty, I can't allow that to change the way that I operate, because there's still so many people that do look out for me, and that when I call them and I'll be like, hey, can you do this? A lot of time, most of the time in my life, like, when I call people, like, hey, can you do this? I'll be like, yeah, I'll do it. And I'm like, all right, how much you need? They're like, nothing. And I'm like, all right, but I'm gonna pay you something. Like, I pay people, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't much, but I try to at least get, something, because first of all, I feel like if you're good at what you do, you deserve to get paid for it. And I also know that there's a lot of people in this world that are going to try to shortchange you or try to get your gifts for free. So it's like not only do you need to be careful about your time and your value, you also need to be extra careful about how you value other people.
Most definitely.
Because a solid team, knowing that I could call this person and knowing that I can say, you know, like if I'm hurting right now but I need to get this done, I could call you because I paid you every other time and you're gonna do it for me for just off the strength. You know what they say? Like that's invaluable. Mm-hmm. So it's like if I got it and I need something done, I'm always gonna pay. And that's like, you know, like I said, I don't worry about how other people are gonna act. I always try to just conduct myself a certain way.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. That takes a moral compass, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and it takes you know, more grit and wherewithal to actually follow that joint.
And it also goes back to being stable. Like
yes.
I you know, I got a good support system.
Yeah.
You know, my wife holds me down, my mom holds me down, my dad holds me down, my family holds me down. I know I would never be on my ass. For lack of a better term, I would never be down bad. I may be struggling because I may not want to ask them for it. But having that good support system is important. So, you know, I feel like I speak with a lot of privilege at times.
Dude, I do too, bro. Man, like, for real. And I'm not, you know, like, I ain't balling. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But, you know, but I've been, you know, I've had an instance where a police officer was like, don't I know you?
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. But if you did see me, I was on stage somewhere. Yeah, playing drums. Okay, I'm like, I'm just trying to get home, bro. Yeah. You know, and it's just like, okay, and then it's a brother too that stopped me. You know, and it's like, man, but if I didn't play drums, I'd be in the back of his car with a ticket.
That's important, man.
And it's crazy, man. And that's why I want to be able to somehow, you know what I'm saying, bring the people with us in these type of endeavors, man. You know, that's what I think it's like really about, man, because we can't just take all the privilege and just, you know, leave everybody behind because us and our family straight. You know, I was listening to something today, and somebody was saying, you know, the guy that's hoarding all the lollipops thinks that he's going to be, you know, sad when he distributes all of them, not knowing that once he distributes all of them, he had so many in the beginning that he has enough for himself after he gives. You know, to everybody else. But it's just a mindset, man. So with that being said, bro, this is Crested Wiz, BlackCollarKing. I appreciate y'all. This is Fred Walker, man. Tell them where they can find you and cash app you.
You can find me on, I gotta find out.
Do it, bro.
Alright, so look, my Instagram is _FTW boss. Let me verify that that's correct. And I don't do a whole lot on social media, but anything that I do, I usually post it. But yeah, it's _FTW boss. And you can cash at me at the Shed 256. But also, you can go to HuntsvilleCommunityDrumline.com and you can support the kids there because without Huntsville Drumline, it would definitely not allow me to do anything that I do. So before you do anything, you need to support the kids at Huntsville Drumline. And the most important reason why you need to support them is because they are the future. Like we said, we're pushing 30. You know, we're getting up there. We're trying to facilitate. We're trying to open up the roads so that I got high school kids that are beast musicians. I got middle school kids that are crazy. I got elementary school. I got 4-year-olds that are walking in and can like chop. Like if y'all ain't seen his son play, pull up on his drumline one day. Marcus is a beast. Like I'd be scary. I have to take him off because he be showing me out. I'll be like, hey, you can't play no more. You gotta stop. But I mean, it's amazing what kind of magic is happening. I want to say black magic, but we got white kids too. You know, it's like it's not just about the color of our skin. It's just about making a better future, a better musician culture in Huntsville. We're building up knowledgeable musicians, not just people that can play good, but these kids can read. They know their rudiments. I'm about to get some mallet instruments in there. They're going to be playing scales. We got pianos in there already. And the more y'all support, the more that we can do and the more that we can build for our community. And that's all I can do.
Bro, if that doesn't motivate you to donate, I don't know what does. This is Crested Wiz, BlackCollarKing. Follow me. Michael Athe on Facebook, BlackCollarKing on Instagram, Crested Wiz on YouTube. What's your YouTube, brother?
My YouTube is also The Shed 256.
So go get us both to 1,000 subs.
Yes.
You just gotta go click the sub button. You know, that's it. That's all you gotta do.
Easy.
Appreciate y'all. We out.